Okay, this is a brief video to kind of walk through the syllabus for your statistics class for this year. Um, you can see at the top of the page there, it's just a brief introduction to the course. It talks a little bit about what we're going to be doing in the class. Um, Ultimately, we'll get into that a little bit later as we go along. You will need a TI-83 or 84 graphing calculator for this class, preferably a TI-84 because it has more functionality for statistics on it. But if you have a TI-83, we can get by with that. The class meets during A block. That's the period that you meet. That's me. My free periods are D and G. That's my email. And these are the 4 big course objectives. I'm not going to read those to you. They probably won't make a whole lot of sense without having some background in the course. So I'm going to stop there on that. Things that you're required to have for class. The textbook, the elementary statistics textbook, you are required to have. I know it says here you will not need to bring this book to class each day. The days that you do need it, I'll let you know ahead of time. I'm going to try to get into the habit of sending out emails of reminders if you need the book, but you probably won't need it each day, but we will definitely be using this textbook, so you need to get it. You need to have a TI-84 calculator. We talked about that. You need a pencil every day. Your laptop, you should be bringing that with you every day. If you plan to use a notebook for this course, I know that we talked about information capturing. Make sure you have your notebook or whatever it is, or whatever way you plan to capture information. Okay, so this is the current course schedule. The course has 8 units, which is going to run us until mid-May. The reason why we stop in mid-May is that I believe every single student in this class this year is a senior, so it is my anticipation that all of you will be going on ISP at the end of the year. If that's not the case, then we'll work it out and we'll make it happen. Right now I have a tentative list of test dates there. I hope to keep to that as best as I can. You can start putting those in your notebooks, and if they change, I will let you know. All right. How do you get a grade in this class? You're going to get 3 grades that will form a weighted average. So we're going to give you pieces. You'll get 2 semester grades and then an exam grade. So the 2 semester grades are each 42.5% of the course. If you add those together, I believe that's 85%. And then the other 15% comes from your exam. So we basically average the 2 semester grades and then add the exam grade in. So the quarter grades don't matter. They're just stopping points for the first and third quarter. But it's the first semester and the end of the year grades that comprise your grade all total. For some of you, I realize you're going to need quarter grades for early decision and early action in the first quarter, so you may want to be aware of that. Something to keep abreast of. Within this semester, you get 2 parts to the grade. 10% of your semester grade will be formative assessments, which I'm going to call quizzes this year. 90% of that is the summative assessments, which are the big assessments at the end of each unit. There's not going to be any extra credit, so that's out. You are given the option to retake any 2 of your summative assessments during the entire school year. You get a cycle from when the day in which the assessment is handed back. You should notify me of your intention to retest via email, so that's an important piece there. You need to notify me of your intention to retest via email within 1 day of the test coming back. So don't just tell me in class. Actually email me that you want to retest so we can schedule it. And a retest score will replace the score of the earlier test. So even if you get a lower score on the retest, I'm still taking away the original score and putting in the retest score. So just keep that in mind, that that's how that game's going to work. So that should be it for retakes. Keep in mind that the assessments will be graded in such a way that the grade reflects your understanding of the content, being able that your understanding of the content, your ability to persevere, your ability to do critical thinking, work creatively, your ability to work collaboratively, and your willingness to be curious. So all of those like 21st century skills are part of the game here, right? You'll be evaluated ultimately on your report cards from time to time on your work habits, your engagement, your attention to detail, organization, your self-advocacy, and your timely completion of work. So that all shows up on your report cards. I will be judging that as well. Okay, attendance. The attendance policy here is ripped straight from the student handbook. If you have an unplanned absence, such as an illness, you got to talk to me the day you come back to discuss how we're going to handle that. You have to submit to me any written assignments that were due on the missed day. So that's part of it. I'm a pretty reasonable human being. We can tend to work with this. Day and boarding students can make arrangements for things to be proctored in the evening study hall. Me and or my wife will be proctoring study hall this year, so that makes things kind of simple. Even if you're a day student and you would like to make up a test, make arrangements to stay for dinner and then come to study hall and make the test up. That may actually work to your advantage if you can pull that off. Otherwise, we find a free period or something like that to do a makeup. You're responsible for understanding what you missed. That's pretty clear. If you know that you're going to have an absence ahead of time, you have to fill out a planned absence form, return that to Ms. Scandia, the Dean of Students, and you follow the procedures on the form. Generally, so other things to be aware of: cutting classes, 6 demerits, being late for class by up to 10 minutes, incurs a demerit. 2 if you're more than 10 minutes, and if you've missed half the class, that's considered a cut. That's all just boilerplate from the handbook. It's expected that your work be your own. Basically, don't cheat, nothing like that. A really clear way for me to distinguish the difference between plagiarism and collaboration is this. If you are collaborating, the two of you should be able to work on a sheet of paper together. Once you have done your collaboration, you should be able to take that sheet of paper, throw it away, and each of you independently write down your answers to the questions or problems. You copying someone else's work is copying. You working together and then generating your own answers independently is collaborating. And I'm going to hold that as kind of the standard on the difference between collaborating and cheating. All right, so my syllabus is pretty clear. Most everything you will find this year on the Google Classroom, which you can get either by going directly to the Google Classroom or going through Moodle. I don't care how you get there. If you have any questions about the syllabus, my name is right here, so please feel free to contact me, and we'll make adjustments as we need to. I am more than willing to update and revise if there's a good reason to. All right, so good luck this year, and thanks for watching this.